Okay, I'm here. I am here. One moment. Let me put my camera on. Hold on. Hi, everybody. Can you see me? Am I coming in clear? Can you see my face? Can you see it? Let's see. Hold on. Let me tweet this out. Okay. We may be stupid, but we can still read better than Granny. That is true. You can. You can absolutely do that. Hold on. Okay, so. Oh, wait. I should probably put this on locals, too. Hold on. I'm a bad streamer. Okay. But I don't think I'm stupid. Streaming now. Okay. Alright, send that out. Alright, excellent. Peekaboo. Pack leader. I'm afraid. What we peeking? What are we peeking? Pack leader says, am I stupid? I have my moments. I'll express intelligence most of the hours of the day. Just finished watching a Pootie Tang review. It might have some effect on me. A what? I don't even know what that is, man. Dante's Hallowed Ground says, I don't know everything in this world, so maybe. Yes. Okay, so we're going to get into that. All right. I was thinking of a title for this stream, and I had to erase it a couple of times because it was a little bit too mean. And I don't want to call anyone out. I don't want to make anyone feel like I'm attacking them. So I erased it. Okay. So let me state my terms first. First of all, how is everyone doing? Instead of me just jumping right into it, how's everyone doing? Too mean? Yeah, I was a little bit too mean with my title, so I said I'm just gonna erase this and just make it very generic. I can handle it. Let me pour some water here. Okay, so here's my terms while you guys are typing away, chatting away. My terms for stupidity, this is how I define it. Stupidity is when you are presented with the truth and you still choose to ignore it, or you have all the available resources to seek the truth and you choose not to pursue it. To me, that's stupid. I would say that everyone is ignorant in some areas. I don't know everything. You don't know everything. So we are all ignorant. I think we can agree on that, right? We're all ignorant. Yes. I'm ignorant. Yes. Mm-hmm. But stupidity, it drives me crazy. And so today, I want to talk to you about stupidity, but specifically about Kamala Harris voters. And I know I try my best to be, to put on this smile of encouragement and say, use critical thinking, guys. Seek the truth. Come on. Unity, yes. But y'all annoy me. I'm actually very annoyed because it seems to me, okay, this is if you're not in the US, maybe you are not familiar with US politics, but there is a woman named Kamala Harris, and she is the vice president, okay, and she is now running for president because Joe Biden decided to drop out. I mean, duh. We knew that, right? So she's running for office. And, as of recording this, actually, I lied. I checked last night, so I'm not really sure. Maybe, perhaps she's updated it. But as far as I know, there are no policies listed on her website. There's nothing. So why am I seeing all across the internet statements of I'm with her? Boo-boo. You don't even know who she is. You don't know anything about her. What do you mean you're with her? Who is she? What is she going to do for you? So I can only assume that people are basing their support for this woman because of things that she has said as vice president, which, to my knowledge, is not the most coherent things that a vice president could say, but I digress. All right. But I think the bigger thing here is clearly a lot of Americans have not learned their lesson. When you vote for someone with surface level reasoning, you would think that eventually it would catch up to them and they would say, oh, you know, that wasn't a good idea. Kind of like me. When I voted for Obama, I voted for him because he was black. And what did this black man do for America? I have no idea. But he was black, right? He was black. Well, duh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, truthfully, let me just say this really quickly. I don't think voting's going to do anything. Like, I am actually, from what I have observed and the pieces that I'm putting together, we're going to get what we're going to get, okay? If Trump gets in, it's going to be bad. If Kamala gets in, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. So there's really no winners here in this situation. However, I am just so exhausted by, like I said, the surface level reasoning. She's a black woman. Are you okay, let's think about this for a second. Let's think critically. Does skin color tell us anything about someone's merit, their values, their morals? No, it does not. But even if it did, let's just say for the sake of the argument, being a black woman tells us something about your worldview. She wasn't black a couple of years ago. I mean, based on what she said, she was Indian and now she's black. Again, color doesn't mean anything to me. This is a surface level thing that's very insignificant when I go to vote for someone. But what does that tell you? That tells you that she knows you're stupid and you will just gobble it up. Oh, yes, black woman must vote for black woman. But why? Why? What do you mean? What has she done for you as vice president? Like, look around. I find it hard to believe that people can look around and see the economy. My rent has gone up. I don't know about you guys. My rent has gone up. Groceries have gone up. Lots of crime. But she's black. I saw a rally. I just saw it today on Twitter. And she was doing a speech and she literally said, day one, I am going to fix the economy. Woman, why don't you do it right now? You're vice president. Are you high? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean on day one? Do it right now. What's today's date? It's the 8th. I know you have other things to do, but can you make it snappy? Is it possible for you to do something now? I know you're very busy, cackling. Like, can you do something for us? Oh my goodness. So there was a super chat from Voice of the People. You'll get the governor. Wait, you'll get who the government wants. Got evidence that will show you. Oh, yes. Here's the other thing, too. Let me take a sip of water. Okay. How insulting is it for her to have a rally and invite someone like Meg Thee Stallion to be at this rally and to perform at this rally? This woman, and don't get me wrong, a couple of years ago I would have been bopping to the same music because I was blind. right? You hear a good beat and you're like, oh yeah, this is nice. And not even connecting the dots and saying, oh wow, I wonder what type of negative impact this can have on society. So this is a woman who's using abortion as like the center of her platform. I'm pro-abortion and I'm a black woman, whoopee, right? And so she invites someone whose music is only about promiscuity. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to put two and two together and say, maybe that is creating a lot of the problems in society. Maybe the need for abortion could be minimized if, I don't know, we stop promoting promiscuity. Perhaps, maybe, just a thought. Like, hello? And you know, the other thing too, it's like, we got a wide border open, right? And I'm telling you guys this, but I think you guys in here are actually smart. You know, like I said, everyone is ignorant, but when you see the writings on the wall, you sort of piece together something that is coherent. And so it's silly for me to even be making a stream like this, but I genuinely feel like there are some people out there that are just like, you know, you have a wide open border. You have all of these undocumented illegals coming into the country who do not share the same worldview as us. And we already have people in this country that don't agree on the same worldview. Imagine allowing millions of men to come into this country, and women, who don't care. Don't care. You got sex trafficking, human trafficking, drugs pouring in. Oh, yes. But abortion, black woman, yes, I understand. Yeah. Call me crazy, but I think closing the border would help decrease a lot of that crime, you know? Maybe. Oh my goodness. Don't hate me, but I like some of Meg Thee Stallion's music. I mean, I'm not gonna hate you for it. I think that if we're being honest, we can say that there is nothing beneficial about that music at all. Like, it's all degenerate. I can't even read you the lyrics. There was one lyric, though, by the way. I wrote it down. Let me see if I can pull it up, because I wanted to see what songs she was singing specifically at this rally. And I believe one of the songs was titled Savage. And there's a very, very just chef's kiss line in this song. And let me see if I can find it. Ah, yes. If it ain't about the money, then you know I'm gonna ignore it. We know, Meg. We know that's why you're there. We know. It's a clown show, man. Oh my goodness. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. But back to what I was saying, like, how insulting is it for you to say, how do I appeal to the blacks? Yes, twerking music, gang rap. Yep. And I'll start identifying as a black woman. That ought to get 'em. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what else to say. Gothix is a very good topic for a video, even if it does seem a little silly on the surface. It helps me know other people across the US feel very similar. I'm gonna extract this video. I tried recording it. Truthfully, I think I've reached the point that I have accepted I'm more of a live streamer. Like, I started making like videos on this channel, but I thrive in live environments, so I'm just gonna export this and upload it. Sorry guys, I just can't write scripts anymore. You know why? Because as I'm writing them, I get pissed off. I get pissed. And it's a different type of pissed off, you know, because prior to me having my political awakening, I was on the verge of discovering things. I'm like, oh, wow, I was lied to about this. I was lied to about that. And there's this sort of like excitement of like, oh, where does this lead? But now, as a Christian, I can tell you where it leads. I'm sorry to laugh. You have to laugh. You have to find enjoyment in the small things. But yeah, I pose the question, are you stupid? Not to insult people, because like I said, everyone's ignorant. Stupidity is a choice. We have so much availability and resources and things out there that you can really pursue the truth, and some people just don't want to. You know? It's crazy to me. It's just so crazy. Anyways, I went on a tangent. It's a deeper pissed off. Exactly. It is a deeper pissed off. It's so pissed off. And you know what's also Trump racist, if we're going to go with this argument, it's not a good enough reason not to vote for someone. For anyone. Trump racist? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by racist? What racist policy specifically has held me black as a black woman? Can you tell me? Can you list them? Are we talking about rhetoric? Is the rhetoric racist? Oh, yes. Because the people in other countries who want to bomb us really care about racist rhetoric. Oh,
bruh.
I cannot. This is why I cannot work in politics. There's no way. Can't do it. Rosario, thank you so much for the super. Bad timing for me, my little chickadee. I'm seeing my dog day afternoon at 3:30. Just wanted to say ciao and drop you something for a rainy day. Thank you so much, Rosario. Dog day afternoon. Is that like a dog play day? I don't know what that is, but that sounds fun. Held me black. You're angry now? I can't watch Talk with you again. You'll want to go postal? Can't watch to talk to you again? I can't even. I can't read. I can't read, man. My dad is one of those people that hates to look into anything deeper, because then you just might have to think, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. And do you know, guys? Do you know that the Bible talks about this so much? About people trusting their own wisdom, and they're so prideful that they don't want to take criticism. Imagine that. I was actually reading something. There was a note. Actually, let me go get it really quick because it's so relevant. Hold on. Look, I'm all messed up that I forgot. Oh, I didn't realize my shirt, I'm wearing it inside out. That's how all over the place I am. I can't even dress myself right. I'm deteriorating. What has this world come to? Yeah, so here's my argument. Right? This is my argument. That this ties into why I get so exhausted, because people want to marinate in their own stupidity instead of asking questions and considering other perspectives. Yeah, for whatever reason, they just don't want to. Right? And I get it, because I used to be like that, but to me, it's one of those things where, you know, the water is heating up. You know that analogy of boiling the frog really slow because you don't want the frog to realize that he's getting cooked to death. So you just boil him really, really, really slow, and then eventually he's dead and he doesn't even realize it. Well, the heat is going up, and I feel so bad. I go on social media, everyone's depressed. Everyone's just checking out. And I'm like, come on, guys. It doesn't have to be like this. It really doesn't. I did that the other day, and not one person told me my shirt was inside out. Yo, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. They don't want to hurt your feelings. Oh, man. But check this out. So I have a Bible study guide right here, right? And there seems to be this idea that if we just get the right politician in office, everything is going to just go back to normal. Normal? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by normal? No. I don't know what that means, but you guys have heard it. Yeah. We need Trump to save the country. We need Kamala to defeat racism and homophobia or whatever. Honestly, I don't even know what Kamala Harris voters are asking for. Like, I have no idea. But let's just go with this argument for a second. You know, we just need this person to fix these problems. And the reality of all of this is, and this is why I just feel bad, because it's like people are bashing their head against the wall and hoping that their problems go away. It's that they're not recognizing the deeper problem. The deeper problem is a moral problem. It's not a culture war. I've said this before. I used to think it was a culture war. Oh, yes, it's a culture war. We just got to fix the culture. Oh, yeah, how do you fix the culture? How did the culture come to be? Where did all this moral decay come from? It's from a moral problem, right? It's a worldview problem. So how do you fix that? Right? How do you fix that? So our main problem is disobedience to God. All the atheists are going to get mad at me. I don't make the rules. This is just the reality. And when people move away from God, they replace God with something else. So in the case of the black leftists who are voting for Kamala because she's supposedly black, that is their God. They follow the doctrine of blackness. And so it doesn't matter if she has any qualifications, she's black. And we shall worship at the altar of blackness in the same way they did for Obama. I used to be a part of that cult. Thankfully, I woke up, right? And so there was a note here that I thought was very interesting. And this is in relation to 1 Kings. And it says that the people took on the false qualities of false gods they worshipped. They became cruel, power-hungry, and sexually perverse. And this resulted in the ruin of families and government and eventually led to the destruction of the nation. We tend to become like what we worship. Unless we serve the true God, we will become slaves to whatever takes its place in our lives. This is just a note in relation to 1 Kings. But that's the thing that I'm trying to convey and people just can't seem to compute. And I get it because it's not my job to open people's eyes, right? That's God's job. But yeah, you take on the qualities of whatever it is that you worship. As a Christian, my job is to be more like Christ. That is my goal. If you remove that out of the equation, what are you going to be more like, right? There's sort of this, there's this narrative that, it's kind of funny, but there's this narrative that the Democrat Party is demonic, okay? And some people are like, that's outrageous. You can't call it demonic. Well, okay, well, hold on. Let's think about it. Let's think about it for a second, right? Aborting babies, don't have any standards for sexuality, don't have any standards for gender. Basically, their motto is do as thou wilt. And to me, I would say that's pretty demonic. And if you have a party that has literally no standards, because they don't, what do you think that's going to lead to? What do you think that's going to turn into? You better buckle up, let's go, because this is gonna be a wild ride. Demon rats. Oh my goodness. It's you know, I don't know, man. I need some water. Excuse me. Over on Rumble, Rush says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lead not on your own understanding. Yes, absolutely. Hi, Deconstruct. How are you? The only standard of Democrat Party is don't question blackness. Well, that's one of them, right? And also, you can apply this for the LGBTQIA plus. And I promise you there's going to be 3 more letters. I promise you. Again, I don't make the rules. This is just the reality of what happens. You take away the standard, that becomes the standard. There is no standard. When people say sexual preferences, you think there's a standard for that? It's a preference. It's a taste. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know. But they say the same thing. This guy that she got for her running mate, I forgot his name. Oh, Governor Walz from Minnesota. I had to look him up because I had no idea what this guy's credentials were. And to me, the red flags and alarms of communist is just blaring. Okay. So let me just go through the list here. So apparently, from what I have researched, this man housed positive COVID patients into nursing homes. So at-risk elderly folks were housed with COVID positive patients. Now, I'm not a biologist, but something tells me that's a really bad idea. I don't know about you, but I get this feeling that it didn't end well. Yeah. And then I see that he made abortion legal up until the time of birth. So if my due date is 5 minutes from now, as long as I abort the baby in 4 minutes, it's totally legal. And then he also made Minnesota a sanctuary state for transgendered youth, aka sacrifice your child to the pharmaceutical industry instead of teaching your child to overcome and accept the way God made them. Now, to me, if I just consider those three things, okay? Abortion, trans kids, killing off the elderly. What does that look like to you? What does that look like? I'm not going to say it. I want you to think about it. What is that? You just combine with our powers combined. What's the superpower there that you're getting from this governor? What does it look like? I'll let you guys think about it. Thinking music. Thinking music, yes. So I want you guys to think about it. Look at what voice said. Look what voice of the people said. Look at, look what how do you say her name? Sturgeon? Look what Sturgeon said. Look. So voice says genocide. Sturgeon says eugenics. Shadow Axe says human sacrifice, and I would say all of those are correct. So think about it for a second, right? In the Bible, it says the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. What are these? I don't even want to call them Democrats because I mean, most of my family members are Democrats, right? But Kamala is clearly a communist. Governor Walz is clearly a communist. How do I know this? Well, I did this thing called reading. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but these are these devices called books, and they have pages, and you read them, and you might want to pick up one. You know, The Naked Communist, I always recommend books like that. That's a good starter one. But yes, I read, and they definitely fit the qualities of a communist. But think about it. So communists, not all Democrats, are, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And what do these communists want? They want what you have. I want to steal what you have because I'm not content with what I have. Steal, kill, abort the babies, okay? Abort them. Stifle the bloodline, okay? Trans kids, yes, trans kids, yes. And destroy. I mean, look at our communities. I guess you can put trans in that category as well, but like destroying the communities, destroying people's mental health, destroying people's desire for a better future, right? It's like, I don't know how much more obvious you can get, you know? Yeah, it's it's pretty, I don't know, it's pretty wild. Every day I just think about it. I'm like, these people are lying to us. This whole time they've been lying to us. It's crazy. I be reading. That's good. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Gothix. This is the UN. Hold on. Gothix, this is the UN plan. We gotta go down that rabbit hole too. Been working hard behind the scenes and tired of waiting for talking heads to take the stories. I'm speaking out now. Well, that's good. That's excellent. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I don't know what else to say. But I'm happy. Yo, George the Giant Slayer. Let me heart this. I need to heart that. Look at that. I'm going to give you a thumbs up. And thank you so much for the 20. All hail to the amazing Gothix. Oh my goodness. Thank you. This week, a Denny's Grand Slam breakfast is now $18. And California workers say $20 an hour, not enough. These are the results of socialist-based policies and cult indoctrination supports. Crazy. Oh my goodness. These people have clearly never read anything by Thomas Sowell. Nothing. Nothing. If you want to make more money, you have to increase your human capital. I actually had someone get mad at me about this on Twitter one time. Because I said this thing, you need to increase your human capital, increase your skill set. What can you offer to the world that would grant you the opportunity to make more money and get more opportunities? And this person said, what are we, machines? What do we just gotta, work until we die? Yes, that's usually that's how the world has operated since the beginning of time. We all work. Even in, by the way, ancient biblical times, people worked. You had jobs. It even says in the Bible, if you do not work, you do not eat. There's none of this like, government, take care of me. Take care of me, government. No, it doesn't exist. It's not happening. What can you offer? What can you offer? And it's so funny because Thomas Sowell is a black man. And you would think that the blacktivists would be interested in hearing about a black man. But as it turns out, no. There is a standard of blackness, and it is a political standard that aligns with communist ideologies. Oh my goodness. Anyways, thank you so much for the super, George. I really appreciate that. George, go follow George. He's such a sweet guy. I love chatting with him on his channel. Always a good time. Why are you talking like a cult leader? What does that even mean? Who? Me? Am I talking like a cult leader? What does that sound like? I'm dying to know. Human capital is one of the last useful things I remember learning from high school. Yes, but I'm sure you learned about 72 genders, racism, indigenous stories, and, if we're lucky, something about, I don't know, what's another topic that, I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, man. Can't stay long. I saw the title, just popped on to say, yes, I am stupid. Thanks for asking. You are not stupid. You are ignorant. I am ignorant. Oh, man. Yeah, Thomas Sowell is amazing. Amazing. Ninth Citizen says, I'm agnostic. I've always admired the teachings of Christ. The results of those teachings, individual rights, equality, honor, sacrifice, Christ and slavery, Christ created freedom. Yes, I admire you for admiring him. But that's not enough. That's not enough. No. We got to do it. You know that Elijah LaBouffe, where he's like, just do it. That's what we got to do. There's a difference. Emo says, no, Gothix. I was one of the last to not get over the wokey stuff. Oh, you was one of the last to not get over the wokey stuff? So you are woke. Is that what you're telling me? Like, you were like, you were one of those? Woo! Damn. That's rough. That's rough. Seb Oz says, Gothix, when are you going to change your style to accommodate your trad wife view? What the hell is that? What's a trad wife view? What does that entail? I am a wife. This trad thing, I don't know what that is, but I'm a wife. Ryan Roberts says, read Rothbard. Why? I don't know who that is. Who's Rothbard? The White Trash Panda says, I do not think, therefore I do not am. Say what? Excuse me? Let me fix my Zoom. I'm so confused. Thank you for the $1 super. My face is so shiny. Oh, you can see my imperfections. We can't have that. Oh, no. We got to go back to normal. Altering your life in any way to help your hubby, IG. I see. Yeah. Well, I've seen some trad wife-ish things, and from my perspective, it's more of like, I can't help but think it's a little bit for show. And that's fine. Like, obviously, I'm on YouTube and Rumble, and I am doing this for show. You guys are watching me. That is what I do, right? But I can't help but think that it's more of like a show. Because we didn't see it a couple of years ago, and I don't think a genuine trad wifer woke up one day and said, you know what, it's 2024, I'm going to start making YouTube content now. I think people, by and large, I would guess, picked up on the trend and are doing it now. You know? That's what I think. Sally Sabat says, you need an apron to be covered in flour from cooking all day. I mean, I do want an apron. I don't have one. Whenever I try cooking, the kitchen is a mess. So maybe it would be beneficial, you know, but I want a cool looking one. Ruin Leon called me a six head. I mean, tell me something I don't already know. Jin says, Gothix, I know you've read the Bible, and contrary to people's beliefs, it makes you a better person with all the craziness that's going on. You know we have to go through it to get salvation. Absolutely. I don't think it would be very humble of me to say, yes, I'm a good person, I'm a better person, but I mean, objectively, my life has been better in so many ways after finding Christ. I mean, objectively. And I think that's the core thing for people to consider. It's like, say what you want about religion, say what you want about God, okay? I'm not going to force anything on you, but you have to at some point recognize the fiery pit that a world without a unified faith would eventually lead to. You know, I've seen in the UK, there's like stabbing rampages, and a lot of men who follow a particular worldview are doing things because their worldview justifies it, right? My worldview says love your neighbor, pray for your enemies. And we have other competing worldviews out there that say, kill everyone that doesn't follow our God. So we're always at war with a particular worldview, and one of them is going to triumph. I mean, I already know which one it is. But in the meantime, oh man, it's painful. It's so painful. Because like I said, it doesn't have to be that way. But yeah, man, it's wild. And Very Ginger says, it's probably performative, but counterculture stuff. I hear ya. I hear ya. Yeah. New atheism kind of failed, y'all. Try something new. Well, you know, I was thinking about this the other day because I discovered, what is his name? Not Richard Dawkins. Who's the guy that passed away? It was, what's his name? Richard Dawkins. No, what was his name? What was his name? It was like, Peter Hitchens? Is that his name? Peter Hitchens? Is that the guy who passed away? Peter Hitchens. Yes. No. Okay, so Peter Hitchens is the brother of, I forget the guy's name. Oh my goodness, what is his name? What's the guy's name? Christopher Hitchens. Yes. So Christopher Hitchens passed away a couple of years ago, and he was like one of the lead, I guess, atheist intellectuals, and he passed away. Recently, I learned that he has a surviving brother by the name of Peter Hitchens, and that's so wild to me. And Peter Hitchens is a Christian apologist, and Christopher Hitchens was an atheist apologist, I guess. And I was so fascinated by that. But the reason that I'm telling you this is Peter Hitchens did a talk, I think it was at Oxford, and he was talking about how his opponents at the debate, he thought it was silly for them to even be having the discussion because they know why they hold the positions that they do. And he summarized it and I'm probably going to butcher this. I'll see if I can find the video at some point, but he summarized it as these people who want to promote atheism, they want to reap the benefits of Christianity without feeling as though they have to be under the authority of Christ. Because logically, if you were to think about this, if everyone in the world adopted atheism, oh my goodness, you better put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye, because there's going to be all kinds of madness running around. And so Christianity creates restraints. It really does. It creates restraints because there's a set, there's boundaries, right? But a worldview without God, it's like, well, who's your top authority? The government? Okay. And we've seen throughout history that does what exactly? Right? We have laws against shooting people, but people do that anyway. Doesn't really fix anything, you know? But I was thinking about it. I'm like, wow, that is actually, I never thought about that perspective. Is some people, a lot of people want the benefits of Christianity without actually recognizing the creator, but they're not even what you call it? They're not even consistent with that worldview because they know that if everyone were to adopt it, they wouldn't have anything to benefit from anymore. You know, love your neighbor, forget that. An eye for an eye. Don't steal, psh, I want your stuff. Don't murder, psh, it's all right. It's, whoa, man. It's crazy. Anyways. Yeah, go look him up. Very interesting guy. He's really funny. Like the way that he talks is very similar to Christopher Hitchens. And Christopher Hitchens was a very the guy, I can see why people flocked to him. He can hold himself really well, and a good orator, I guess, is the appropriate word. Anyways, how are you guys doing? I went on a rant for like 30 minutes. Thank you everyone who has sent a super chat, by the way. If I missed anyone, I apologize. I'm trying a new app. Oh, I need to switch over to live chat, and I haven't this entire time. Oopsies. Okay, let me go back here. Live chat. Boom. Okay, let's see. Atheists are generally more moral than religious people. I think it would be more correct to say atheists act more Christian than some Christians do, but to say that atheists would be more moral is it doesn't make any sense, because that presupposes that there's a standard for morality, and you can only get that with a worldview that has God. And if people disagree with me on that, right? It's like, oh, you don't need God to have a moral society. Okay, well, have fun with Kamala Harris. Enjoy. I'm not saying, by the way, that Trump is obedient to God. No, not at all. But I'm just saying, you want to see what it looks like with a government that doesn't recognize God and obey God. That's what communism looks like. I mean, Karl Marx said it himself. He wanted to dethrone God. He thought religion was the opium of the people. Oh, yeah. Huh. Graham is in the chat. Graham, how are you doing today? How are you doing? By the way, if there are any people here in Rhode Island, because I told my friend, my new friend, I've made a new friend, I told her that I would help promote this, but in Rhode Island, there is going to be a Ladies' Day basic pistol course at Mid-State Gun Company. It's $99, all right? And you get, the whole shebang: gun rental, ammo, personal training, Mid-State Gun Company, and it's going to be August 29th. If anyone is interested, if you are a lady, go. You made new friends on Sub. I did. Actually, it's the person. So I uploaded a video on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, and it was me shooting an AR-15, and the woman that was training me, we've just been texting back and forth, which is very surprising. I thought it was just going to be like a business transaction, and it's like, no, she's really, really cool. But yeah, I told her I would help promote it. Roads have islands? Yes, they do. Would you believe that? My goodness, I'm hoping to have a video done soon talking about the Amazon Prime predicament with the documentary. Oh, Graham! I didn't know you were still doing that video. Okay, very good. Very good. Excuse me. White Trash Panda, thank you for the $2 over on Rumble. White Trash Panda says atheism is cringe, but not as cringe as following a 7th century Arabian. Excuse me. This is not my words. This is the White Trash Panda's words. Not as cringe as following a 7th century Arabian caravan robber and a pedo who married a 6-year-old consummated when she was 9 and walked around covered with semen stains. People believe what they believe. Again, we have the ability to inform ourselves and to seek the truth if we truly want it. Some people don't. Oh, she was 9? Oh, okay. David Williams says, watch the Gothix documentary and write a review. I did. Yeah, guys, we need reviews. If you enjoyed the Gothix documentary, leave a review. Or even if you didn't enjoy it. I hope that you did. Oh, speaking of that, Graham, yeah, so the lady that I'm talking about, that she was doing pistol training with me, she watched it last night, and she called me up, and she was like, I watched it, and I wanted to call you right after I did, but it was too late in the night, and I was overly emotional, and I just wanted to say that it was so beautifully put together. And so I just wanted to give you some encouragement from a new friend. She really liked it. But yeah, guys, go leave a review on Amazon Prime Video if you watched the Gothix documentary. And if you didn't know I have a documentary, yes, and it covers a lot of the things that I've been talking about in this stream. Having a political awakening and leaving the Democrat Party and discovering that there's a whole new world. These people have been lying to me. So go look it up. It's good. Da, 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 da. Wait, where's the lie? I think I like white trash panda bear. Well, you know what it is. You know what it is. It's a balance, right? It's a balance. I have to laugh at some things, otherwise I would be so dejected. Because, I mean, if you think about it, it's not funny. Like, the state of the world isn't funny. But I also have to remember, okay, I have a lot of things to be grateful for right now. I have my health, I have my family, I have my husband, I have a roof over my head. I can enjoy the little things and enjoy the comedy underneath some of these real issues, right? And it's not funny in the sense that I believe there's only one way to heaven, not multiple ways. And following a man who consummated a marriage with a 9 or 6-year-old, that's not funny. But people believe what they believe. And sometimes, and honestly, from my understanding too, Muslims who are born in Middle Eastern countries, and this is just based on the conversations I've had with some Muslims here, you're born Muslim. It's like you don't even get a choice. It's like, oh, we have a new baby is Muslim. And with Christianity, it's like that's not a thing. Like if someone says, oh, I'm a Christian, okay, what do you mean by that? Oh, I was born in a Christian household. It's not hereditary. It's not like something that you were born with. It's a choice that you have to make. So I can understand why some people, and I don't think this is why a lot of people are like this, but I can understand if you are raised with a belief and you are never given the opportunity to ask questions and understand what you believe. I can see why people would just go along with something without fully understanding what it is they stand for. And we can use this argument for religious topics. We can use this for political topics. You know, the amount of people that will say something outrageous on the left and I ask them, what do you mean by that? It's like, oh, they block me. That's not an answer. Do you have an explanation? How did you come to that conclusion? They block me. So it's like they never challenged themselves. So like I understand. No, that's what it is in their holy text. Oh, see, I didn't know that. I want to take a course on this topic, actually. Like, specifically, like, going through all of these world religions and looking at, like, the main arguments for them from an apologist perspective. I'm very interested in looking at stuff like that. So, yeah. Tons of Christians make that mistake, though. They think they're Christian just because their parents are. Yeah. And then they feel insulted when I correct them. In a nice way. And it doesn't happen often. But, Like to me, it doesn't happen often where I have to correct someone or probe a little bit. But the few times that it does happen, I can sense that they're offended. Yeah, that's why I'm opposed to infant baptism. You should only baptize when they're fully aware of its significance. I mean, I agree with you. I agree. Like being Democrats. Yo, you just blew my mind. Delta Echo Golf said, like being Democrats. in relation to being raised in an environment and not ever asking questions because everyone else is doing the same thing, you know, there's a sense of social proof that people will use to justify their positions. So if everyone else is doing it, it must mean that I'm correct. You know, that phrase, if your friends jump off a cliff, are you going to do it? Yes. As long as they're black and Democrat. Yes, absolutely. I will jump off that cliff. And this is what I used to think. You know? And I never asked myself, why do I believe these things? It was literally just Obama black, Democrats love people, Republicans racist, Republicans rich, Democrats poor, which is a pretty stupid argument in itself, because if Democrats are for the poor people, I don't want to stay poor. I want to be rich. I want to be a Republican, you know? But yeah, and you never wonder, like, why am I a Democrat? Why do I believe these things? Weird. Really, really weird. Joel says, I watched it on the premiere. It was fantastic. It ended about 5 in the morning here in Sweden, but it was well worth the sleepless nights. Oh, wow. You see that, Graham? You had people watching the doc at 5 in the morning. That's crazy. We're going to have the apologist route. We're going to have the apologist route as civilization for as long as we are crumbling. Yeah. Yo, White Trash Panda says, if you want to learn about Islam, check out Martyr Mouse on Rumble. I'm going to type that in. Martyr Mouse. Mouse. Rumble. I will look that up. Liberty Starman says, I assess people mainly by their behavior. Some folks ought to behave better towards others, in my opinion. Oh, sure. I think we can always do better. Marks Live says, the more I learn and the older I get, the more that the Old Testament gospel and I don't know how to say that word, epistles, make sense. Epistles? What does that word mean? Epistles. I know English good. Oh, it's not an English word. Is a writing directed or sent to a person or people. Oh, like kind of like Paul's letters, sort of? Is that what we're talking about? Something like that? Epistle? White Wolf says, independent thought and judgment of action is the only key to a proper life. We are not crumbling. The people are growing stronger while the governments try to hide it. Oh, it's called epistles? Epistles? See, I'm really bad at this. I speak English good. Epistles? Epistles. Epistles. I think depending on how you look at it, we can say that we're crumbling. As a society, oh yes, we are crumbling as a society. But what's that phrase? Weak men create strong men, or something like that. I forget the whole poem, but there's truth to that. I think in many ways people come out stronger. I can definitely attest to that in my own life. You know, I kept going and going through the sludge, and I'm better off because of it. And so you see that happening a lot. I think, you know, and I've said this before, unfortunately, a lot of people, they're sort of blind to the truth until it smacks them across the face. Not just smacks them, like a whole handful of baby powder type of smack, but a backwards one. This very insulting smack. That's when people wake up. And, yeah, so I think it depends on what you're looking at. Yo, there was a super from Cranberry Langer. Look up Apologetics Roadshow for Muslim videos, Gothix. If all your friends were named Cliff, would you jump off them? I feel like I would hurt them. Yeah, I've seen Apologetics Roadshow. I don't watch all of his videos, but maybe I'll have to dig in deeper. Gothix no English. Gothix no English. Oh, man. Let's see. So if everyone reads the Bible, would you do it too? No, absolutely not. Of course not. But if they tell me that there's good information that I can apply to my life in this Bible that I've never read before, then absolutely. If someone's telling me something is good for me, then you have to investigate it. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's where my logic goes. It's, let's see if there's any truth to this. But there's a difference, though. People can read the Bible and study the Bible. And this is why people will say, I've read the Bible front to back 7 times, upside down, and there are lots of contradictions. Name one. I saw a video recently. This guy said, well, God condones slavery. I said, where can you point that out? He just, many times in the Bible, they condone slavery. Okay, do you know what he meant, what was meant by slavery in the Bible? You know, do you think it's the same as chattel slavery? You know, just these little questions like this, some people don't bother asking. They just assume I read it and I'm just going to take it for what it is and not consider the historical context of that particular period. You know, it's like, do we do that in any other situation? I don't think so. You know, it's a little odd. Gothix, don't feel bad. I mispronounce things all the time. Well, I'm glad you can join me in my misery of mispronouncing various things because that's just what I do. Oh, man. Ideological subversion is not a reversible thing. It's done no matter what people are ideologically captured. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I was ideologically subverted, and now I'm not. I had to unlearn. I hate that word because it sounds like very communist. You need to unlearn your problematic behavior. I did. I unlearned. And there are still some things that I could probably think of that I have to still surrender, right? But no, I mean, I don't agree with that at all. I think that's very defeatist. Let's see. Sean says it literally says you can own people as property. Which one? Let's look it up together right now. Which passage? It doesn't matter if you even explain it to people like that. They'll still find a way to wrap it and confirm their bias. It happened to me. I mean, but that's the thing. That's the thing, right? People will see what they want to see. And this is why I tell people, like, by the way, I have a second channel. I actually haven't uploaded a video on it in a while, but I have a second channel called Bible Thumping with Gothix. And lately, well, not lately, but I have been going to the park and just talking on a microphone and sharing my thoughts. If you guys want to go check that out, I'll put the link in Rumble as well. But one of the videos I mentioned, I said, you know, people ask me, like, how do you find God? I want to find God, but like, how do you do it? And my usual response is like, well, what are you doing to try and pursue God, right? Like, are you just reading the Bible? And what is your heart posture when you're reading the Bible? Because some people will read something and they've already made up their mind, so they're going to find something that affirms what they already believe. And again, you can apply that for literally any other topic. You know how many times I have made videos based in fact? I'll show data, I'll show research. Here are the screenshots. I'll put it up on the screen for you guys to view. You know how many times people will watch my videos and be like, she's crazy. So I could do all that work. And some people just still don't care because they've already made up their mind. They don't like me as a person. for whatever reason, and that's all that they can see is, I hate Gothix, she is a grifter. So, and that's why I always say, like, some people don't wake up until something rocks their world, and that's what happened to me. Because you have to, I think people, they have to recognize how, I think the first part is recognizing how fallible humanity is, right? And a lot of people don't want to admit that. You know, it's like, if they say, like, if you just take any issue that the left loves to platform, right? They'll say, well, we trust the science. And it's like, okay, what is the science? Explain that to me. Well, this scientist put together this research paper. Okay, so you trust this person was honest in their scientific findings, and you trust that this person wasn't incentivized to lie on this research paper. That's what you're telling me, right? And to them, that's like a foreign concept. Are you saying that people lie? Yes, I do. I am saying that people lie. I would argue that the vast majority of the population aren't actually crazy. I think the majority of people have an incentive to maintain a lie for whatever reason. I mean, if you just look at like the whole trans argument, look how many doctors and psychologists and scientists are involved in this propaganda. And that's what it is. It's just propaganda, right? And so are they all crazy? Did they all fall for the lie? Or is there an incentive for them to keep their job or keep their kid, you know? So it starts there. It's recognizing that we're all human. We're all fallible. We don't know everything. We just don't, right? But some people can't even get to that point. But then they want to say, there's no God. What? I'm sorry, what?
Bruh.
Takes a little bit of humility. Just a little bit. And again, I don't know everything. I don't know. I'm pretty ignorant. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So inform me. Show me. Let's, explore. The White Trash Panda over on Rumble says, Mike Jones, inspiring philosophy on YouTube, explains the slavery issue as God allows things he didn't condone but put restrictions on them because it's nearly impossible to change a culture overnight. Oh, it is. I mean, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, and I see that a lot in my Bible study too. It's like, it's not like an overnight change because, again, we're dealing with people, right? And so I am of the perspective, this is my belief, that God is judging us. That's what I believe. Judging us as a people for being so disobedient. And unfortunately, I'm in the ship with all these other people. That's just how it works out. But I've also contributed to the mess. Like, if I'm being honest, I have also contributed to the mess. Yes. I have had a role in the moral decay that we see. And so have you guys. It is what it is. So now how do we fix it? Well, we know the problem. How do we address the problem? We got to get Trump. No, that's not the solution. Oh, man. The White Trash Panda says, basically implementing gradual changes to improve things is the most effective. It is. It is. I 100% agree with you. 100%. Yes. Gothix, did you know they gave you a chat summary developed by AI? Also, forgive me. Who gave me a chat summary? I have a chat summary? How do I do that? How do I see that? What does that mean? Oh! Chat summary, auto-generated experiment. Quality may vary. Viewers are discussing... What does it say? What does it say? Go back. I'm not done reading. Viewers are discussing religion, slavery, and whether people can be changed or not. I don't like that. I don't like that. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Yeah, guys, if you're on YouTube right now, you see the tabs up on the chat where you can switch from live chat to top chat. Switch it and you'll see a little banner and it'll say a quick AI summary of what the chat is talking about. This is why I don't like it, because some people are headline readers. They don't read the full article. They don't dig deep enough. They don't look at the cliff notes or the source material, I should say. They don't look at that. They read the cliff notes or the headline. So when someone comes into this chat, oh, what is Gothix talking about? Religion? I'm out. Yo. Ooh, you people annoy me. Oh my goodness. I don't like it. Your face, literally the Rock meme. My feet on Eddie Murphy's couch. Oh, man. The AI summary doxed a friend of mine. Get out. Really? That's wild. A lot of people do that. It's why clickbait headlines are so effective. That's sad, right? Isn't that sad? Yo, Liberty Strawman says, most of us here broke the conditioning. There is still hope. Black pill is worthless. Yeah, don't take the black pill. Don't take it. Sean Sullivan says, so God can create the heavens and earth, drown the planet because of sin, destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for gay sex, but for slavery, he just makes the rules. So slavery in the olden days was called indentured servitude, and it was a way for people to be able to support their families by working for someone for a specific amount of time. And there were rules entailed in that arrangement to ensure that the slaves were not mistreated. So it wasn't like chattel slavery. Okay, 10 shekels for this Negro. That's not what it was. You served for a certain amount of time and then you were out of that arrangement. But it was a way for them to support themselves. The Lord also freed slaves from Egypt. We can't neglect that, right? In Exodus. So he led a bunch of slaves from actual slavery out of Egypt. So I'm not sure if you've read that. Maybe you haven't considered that piece of context, but it seems like a contradiction if we're going to say that slavery is what you think it is, while he freed, I don't know the exact number, but millions, perhaps thousands, I'm not sure, of slaves out of Egypt. Yeah, so something for you to chew on. Bye, Graham. Gotta get back to editing, but glad I can stop in for a bit. Good to hear from you, Graham. Say hi to the fam for me. Look at the texture of that cup. Could break into some ASMR with that thing. You like that, John? Oh, man. I'm awake. Oh, man. I feel like I should just do a video like that just to troll. They're like, oh, yeah, a new Gothix video. You turn it on. It's literally just me making random noises. annoying, horrible sound. You just don't know art. You don't know art. You gotta add the creepy whispering while the cup is tapping. Like Rice Krispies. Oh, man. People who like the VP didn't make it past the Dr. Seuss reading level.
Bruh.
That's good, Bree. I like that. That was good. Oh, man. Let's see. I will clip it and use it as ASMR. Just have it on loop for 5 hours. Oh, man. Let's see. I'm enjoying this one, and I'll be turning on notifications, good discussions, and random-ish, my kind of place. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad. I'm going to be... I said this earlier. I'm going to be extracting some segments from streams from now on because, honestly, guys, I just get kind. I feel kind of defeated sometimes when I try to come up with a script, and I'm just not a video person. I think I just thrive in live. I love the exchange of ideas, and I guess a part of me has always felt like, oh, people like this. They like the videos like this, and I just can't do it. I just can't. So I'm just gonna focus on just extracting streams for you guys because can't think of anything else. And plus, who knows? In a couple of years, YouTube can ban me for problematic rhetoric, you know? Who knows? My type of discussions could be illegal someday. It's possible, yes. Joseph says freestyles are always better. I appreciate that. Do that. Timcast does it. Yeah, like I definitely see that there is a benefit of me making a script on a topic because then I can get like the 5 bullet points or whatever and make a video like that. But for me personally, I have noticed, like I said, my demeanor has changed over the years because now it's like I'm not scrambling trying to look for answers. Like I see the problem, here's the problem, moral decay, how do you fix the problem, right? So like when I make videos now, I rewatch them and I'm like, yo, I sound angry. And I'm not an angry person, but I think in my mind when I'm reciting these scripts, I'm just like thinking to myself, these people aren't going to pay attention. Why am I doing this? So it's an internal dialogue that I have that I still have to hand over to God. But yeah, it's an internal thing. So anyways, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And then I think I'm going to go back to streaming more games on Twitch because nobody watches on YouTube. But I'll let you guys know when I start to do that. Gothix, you ever see the movie I sent to you in your XDM? I saw it on Fox Soul. Unsurprisingly, the other day was really good. Unspoken. No, I did not see that. Fox Soul. Do I gotta pay for that? I don't have cable. I don't got cable. Quality may vary. Viewers are having mixed reactions to live ASMR streams. Some viewers are enjoying the content while others are finding it annoying. Well, you're annoying. Yeah, you. Come into my chat and you call this chat annoying. Who do you think you are? AI. Who's annoyed? Gothix said ASMR should be your new waiting music. Oh my goodness. White Trash Panda says you don't want to see me angry. Gothix probably. Oh man. Yeah, he's very annoying. Oh man. Do 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 do. Sean Sullivan says the Jews were also freed after God killed the firstborn children and anyone who didn't have the blood of the lamb smeared on their door. See, this is what I mean when people who have already made up their mind, they don't care about context, right? I could go back and forth and I could go back and forth and try to explain the context of that, but if someone's already made up their mind, they don't care. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. If you think God condones slavery, I'll let you believe that. I'll pray that God opens your eyes, softens your heart, and maybe you'll be receptive to context. But I'm not gonna waste my time. David says, I was surprised to see it on a regular TV. I have YouTube TV. I don't even have that. Unspoken has a website too. I think you would like it. Maybe a movie night sometime. Yo, it's so funny. YouTube is doing some weird stuff with the chat. Okay, so the AI summary, right? So you guys can see what I'm talking about in the AI summary. And it also notified me that someone, a really popular YouTuber, came into the chat and it said, you should say hello to them. I don't see them typing in the chat. So it's like it just recognized that the person joined. And I'm like, I don't want to call them out. That's awkward. That's kind of rude. Yo, what if I just want to lurk? I don't want people calling me out. I don't want you to know that I'm here. AI has gone insane, lost in the matrix of human education and fart jokes. Yeah, it is a lurk mode for a reason. Yeah, it's weird. You saw it pop up that someone joined. It told you guys that? That's weird. I thought it was just showing it for me. That's weird. Yo, YouTube AI is snitching. YouTube, are you from the hood? Why you snitch? What? Chrissy's amazing. Love you. Bleep's gonna bleep. Hi, Eugene. How you doing? It was a raid? It was it? I can't tell if there was a raid or not. It doesn't tell me that, but it tells me everyone's business. Yo, Chrissy, if you raided, I appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you are well. I didn't see you chat, so I'm gonna go with YouTube is snitching. The snitching. And people ask why I remain sort of anonymous online. Gothix also, YouTube isn't allowing guns on the platform anymore. Really? Like no gun education, Colin Noir style videos, nothing? Wow. Joel says, please don't shave the right side. The left or right side of your head will be a talking point. What? What do you mean? Don't shave my head because it will be a talking point? What do you mean by that? Yep. So anyways, guys, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. As always, Blacks, I'm new here on the live stream, but I love her content. Oh, thank you, as always, Blacks. This will probably change a lot as we get closer to November. The fact that you know Colin makes you based. Oh, man. Yeah, he's got good content. Stitches get Stitches get stitches or end up in ditches? Something like that. Gothix, you are smart and pretty. No homo? I appreciate that you had to clarify that it's no homo. Because I'm not about that. All right? But I appreciate it. I'll take a compliment. Thank you. Thank you. I will compliment, yes, but no homo. Where's your pasta? Oh, where's your pasta, man? Hottie? Gothix, did you already react to Harris VP pick? No, but I did a rant about it earlier in the stream. I'm just gonna download the video and edit it later because yeah, it's something. It is something, man. Read some comedy books. Some comedy books. Comedy is banned. In 2024, comedy is banned because having fun, as you guys know, is a function of white supremacy. You can't enjoy yourself. You can't laugh. There is no room for funsies. Okay? I would like a laundry buddy. Anyone? You are more than welcome to do my laundry. If you'd like. I had a super that I missed. The Bible doesn't encourage slavery. It sets up the rules if you choose to get involved in slavery. And it sets up emancipation protocols for everyone else. See Jubilee. That was in relation to the conversation we're having earlier. Thank you for that, Verdan. Sean Riff Ninja says, Coconut Kamala and Tampon Tim. Why is he called Tampon Tim? I don't even know what the coconut thing. Oh, wait, no, I think I do. She said something about coconuts, right? But why the tampon? Did I miss something? It's funny how the Democrats like to talk up DEI, but they just picked an old white guy for VP. That's not very DEI of them. Yeah, but he's an ally. You know, so the allies, they have great power. He puts tampons in boys' bathrooms. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have that in a few. When I went to the Boston Museum of Fine Arts, there was tampons in the men's bathroom, apparently. Oh man, everything is upside down. So sad. The new VOPIC signed a bill mandating tampons in all public school restrooms, including boys. Wow. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm an ally of a black woman called Gothix. Well, that means that you're an agent of white supremacy because per the Democratic Party, I am not black because I did not vote for Joe Biden. And per the blacktivists on Twitter, I'm also not black because I do not stand for my people. I don't really know what that is, but it has something to do about using the full spectrum of my brain and not just supporting things just because everyone else is doing it. Apparently, that is not black of me. So be careful. I will accept your allyship, but it's going to cost you. I love the Boston of Fine Arts. Too much whitewash nonsense. Oh, yeah, I took a few pictures of it, of their weird notes that they would put near some of the exhibits. Like in the ancient Greece museum, they were talking about how Historians have always said that these people that these statues were made after were white, and white nationalist groups are working to. It was just nonsense. Like, it's so silly. Here's the other thing. I just thought of this. Now that you guys are mentioning Kamala and Tampon Tim, okay? When I asked the question, are you stupid? Again, everyone's ignorant. Stupidity is a choice. But when I asked this question, I am just so baffled that people, not even everyone who supports Kamala, because there's some people on the right that believe this as well, they think that it is possible to hold women's rights and trans rights simultaneously. Explain that to me. How do you do that? How are you in favor of women's rights and in favor of trans rights when they literally contradict one another? How do you do that? So it is so logically incoherent. And if that's the reason you're supporting someone, is they care about women's rights and trans rights, it's like these people are literally laughing at you. Look at these idiots. They're still voting for us, even though what I'm espousing makes no sense. Gothix, have you seen Kamala's black scent? Oh, yes, I have. It hurts my ears. Did I see what's going on in Bangladesh? No. What's happening in Bangladesh? What's that? Her name is Camel Hair. Thank you, White Trash Panda. Thank you. But that's the thing. It's like you... Here's the other thing too. Okay, I could go down the list of why trans rights and women's rights contradict one another, but let's actually move to a different topic, right? I forgot what that topic is because I just had a brain fart. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. There was literally a clip of Governor Walz saying that Republicans are going to take away your rights by fear mongering. I'll have to find the clip. Maybe I'll edit that in the video somewhere. But he literally said that Republicans love to fear monger as he's proceeding to say, we're going to lose our democracy and you're going to lose bodily autonomy and we're going to lose. So you're doing this thing that you are claiming the other side is doing, but also, he's basically saying to you guys that the government can always take away your so-called rights. Because if you believe that is true in the case of Republicans taking away your rights, then what makes you think that the Democrats couldn't take away your rights? What do you mean by rights? You know, this is why I asked this question. What do you think you have the right to, and how do you justify that right? I believe, as a human being, we all have rights given to us by God, not by the government. The government can't take these sets of rights away. But if a government says, oh, these are your rights, then they can always remove that, which is why, I mean, just the concept of trans rights in general. What the fuck? What are you talking about? The right to what? Pee in this bathroom? That's a right to you? And you're willing to vote away your freedom to get that right. Okay. All right. Whatever you like. As always, Black says, I have a question for you. Ask me the question. Seb says, Islamists have taken over and they are persecuting minorities like Hindus and Christians, and no one is talking about, especially on the left. So I did not hear about that, but I'm not surprised. I am definitely not surprised. I had always thought about this. I think I mentioned this in the other stream that I had. There is a documentary called Trump Card that was directed by, I think, Dinesh D'Souza, and he was interviewing someone who used to be an Islam extremist, and he was talking about how he always would side with the left and he would never vote for a conservative. And his reasoning for that is because conservatives, by and large, they stand on principles. Like if you look at research on this topic, if you were to compare the left and the right has more of a religious foundation. What religion? That's debatable, but all that to say, the right tends to be people who adhere to some type of a moral standard outside of just your personal preference, right? Whereas the left, by and large, most of them are atheists, all right? And so this ex-extremist used to say that he would encourage the left to, go march about this thing, go protest this thing, go do that. And it's basically giving more power to their cause, even though they hate the LGBT, they hate trans stuff, they hate all of this woke stuff, right? But for the time being, they will support that party because they know that they're more likely to advance their goals by using a group of people who think their highest authority is the government versus a group of people whose highest authority is God. So go check it out. I have not actually watched the documentary yet. I would like to, but I was watching that clip. I said, because before I saw the clip, I always thought to myself, what is this correlation here? Why are there so many of the queer community saying, queers for Palestine? Like this logically doesn't make any sense to me. And then I saw that. I said, oh, now I understand. Now I understand. And the thing is it's, man, I feel bad. I feel bad because a lot of people who are so adamant about voting in a particular way because they think it's going to lead to a better quality of life for the LGBT or for women or for whoever, no, you're disposable to these people. You are literally disposable. That video that I reacted to a couple of years ago from Yuri Bezmenov, he said, leftists are useful idiots, and once they are used for a particular goal, they will be discarded because they will eventually wake up and realize that they had been duped. And once they've realized that, they'll become angry, so they have to discard these people. And logically, if you see a society getting infiltrated by a bunch of Islam extremists, you think they're going to let LGBT stuff thrive? They're not. They're not going to let that thrive. So, I mean, any logical person can see like the moral depravity in the world, not just like I don't want to make this just about the gay stuff. It's everything. Miss Booty Shaking, Meg Thee Stallion stuff. Okay. Everything. But any logical person can look at that and say, okay, if we just allow that to marinate a couple of years, that this is going to be the fall of America. It just is. There's no way that you'd be able to sustain that. And so logically, you would have to clean it up. And so in a way, you could argue that the extremists are going to clean it up. And it's not in a way that people are going to like. And so this is why I say you got to cling to something that isn't another person. Don't follow me, follow Jesus. Seriously. Don't cling to me. There may be one day I'm banned off this platform, who knows? So you got to cling to something else. And really in the greater context, how do you fix the world? You start by fixing yourself. You start by looking in the mirror and saying, wow, I am messed up. That's how you start. So check out that thing. White Trash Panda says, chickens for KFC. Yes. Yep. The LGB have become the new useful idiots. Agreed, Gothix. It's sexual immorality. Yeah, it's sexual immorality at all. The three most common things that people will pursue regardless of what obstacles get in their way, some people will take shortcuts to get these three things: sex, money, power. So you can actually, if you think about it, you can make the argument that people who vote for the left are more interested, not all, I'm sure there are some people that use critical thinking and form their conclusions. I think they're wrong, but you can argue that some people are trying to make an informed decision about who they vote for. But I think by and large, most people believe in slogans and they don't consider the deeper meaning behind the slogan, because they're more so invested in pursuing sex, money, and power. I want to have as much sex as I want and abort my baby because I don't want responsibility. Sex. I want to go and make whatever money I want with all types of weird things. I want to sell my drugs. I want to get into sex work. Okay, so sex and money. Or power. I mean, think of our world leaders right now. Think of just like, as someone running for president, Miss Kamala, I'm talking to you, you can honestly look around and see like, oh yeah, everything is just fine. Like, if you really wanted to start fixing the economy, you can do something about it right now. If you really wanted to put an end to abortion, you can do something about it right now by, not inviting someone who promotes sexual degeneracy onto your platform to booty shake for your crowd of voters. Like, hello? If you really wanted to end gun violence, you would stop the moral decay and stop promoting people who rap about gun violence. She invited Quavo, who's one of the members of the Migos group, and his nephew passed away a couple of years ago. He was a victim of gun violence. But if you look at this guy's lyrics, I don't understand how he can hold the position of, yes, we need strong gun policy, but I'm going to go and rap about emptying a clip into a crowd. Like, does that make any sense to you? She knows. She knows. She doesn't care, because there are some people who believe the ends justify the means. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get power, and if that means these people are expendable, then it is what it is. Sex, money, power. Check yourself. That can easily become a god. Clearly. My goodness. Gothix, people don't choose to be gay. It is not immoral. People don't choose to be gay. It is not immoral or depravity. Well, what are we talking about? Are we talking about a feeling or an action? Can you argue that there's no action involved? Could you say that the action didn't come from a choice? We all have feelings. I have lots of feelings. I'll be honest. There are some days I want to punch people in the face. That's how aggravated I get, but I don't do it. I choose not to do it because I know that's not what God wants me to do. But that would be my choice. So we all have choices, even though the feelings that we have contradict the choices we should make. And what I would say to anyone who would classify homosexuality not being a sin is, okay, is there a standard for sexuality? Yes or no? If there is a standard, who makes the standard? It's either going to be God or humanity. And the really bad part about saying it comes from humanity is that that means anything. Because no one, not me nor you, have the authority to make a moral law. We just don't. We can follow them, but I can't create a moral law. So if you say that, well, the standards for sexuality is just what society deems as okay, well, again, read some books on communism, because pedophilia. When people say sexual liberation, they're talking about pedophilia. When people say love is love, they're talking about literally in the most absolute context, we should have the freedom to love whoever we want. And that happens slowly. You're slowly boiling the frog, you know? And yeah, I mean, listen, I love my gay friends. I love them. I think they're wrong. but I love them. And I'm sure there's things that I do that they think I'm wrong for doing or believing. Okay, so we all have our beliefs, right? Okay, cool, great. But it is what it is. I mean, we can deny it, but it's not going to go away. And again, same thing for, Frank over here that wants to have 5 wives, or Bubba that wants to sleep around with every new person every night. I don't even know. I don't know where these names are coming from, but any sex outside of marriage is bad, because that's like, you want to destabilize a nation, you promote promiscuity. It's really not that hard. Like, if you look into crime statistics, you'll see that a lot of people who commit crimes, well, I'll get to that in a second, but a lot of people who commit crimes come from broken families. A lot of people who are engaged in the LGBT stuff there's a higher rate of drug and alcohol addiction. And we're not even talking about like the STDs, but like drug and alcohol addiction. So there's like a mental thing going on with that, right? So again, how do you destabilize a nation? You destabilize the home. And what's on top of that is, look at like how many women are married to the state. We're not incentivizing people to get married anymore because, you don't want to be barefoot in the kitchen because the patriarchy. Okay, so you marry the state, you expect the state to take care of you, you raise a kid, that kid doesn't have a father figure, that kid ends up going to the streets and finding a family in the streets, committing crimes, having sex with copious amounts of women, those women end up giving birth, not being able to raise that kid, and maybe even aborting the kid. And so you just keep the cycle continuing, and that's not even addressing like the gay aspect of it. Any sex outside of marriage, it's you're asking for trouble. You just are. I know I went on a rant, but I need to get more water. I'll be right back, okay? Enjoy the music. That's the wrong music. I thought it was going to be music, but it was a horn, so I guess we'll go with the horn. Here you go. To say something else because I thought of this. I forgot my other bottle. All right, I'll be right back. Aww. So there are some Christians who will disagree on the notion of homosexuality being a sin. And I'm going to give you guys a different perspective if you're one of those people who are in here. If you look back in the Bible before the fall of man, what did God do? He created Adam and Eve, and he said that the man will leave his family and cleave to his wife and become one flesh. That was before the fall. So that implies that there was a design there. So, and then after the fall, you see various people having copious amounts of wives. You see Sodom and Gomorrah. You see just different examples of society derailing from the initial design. So corn. Oh no, because like con, not corn. So you have to look at what did the world look like before the fall? and then go from there. Electrolytes. We need water. The White Trash Panda says, mark my words, the second the left begins to win on pedophilia, I pray they do not. Necrophilia will be the next issue. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it would go that route. But the animals, it would definitely animals, definitely kids. Yeah. What do you think of one man marrying many women? It happens in the Bible. God never said it was okay. Oh, yeah. If you look throughout the Bible, there's lots of men. David, for example, I just got done reading about King David. And King David had a bunch of women. And David he went through, I don't know what you call it. He was very obedient to God and he would do really well. And then he would disobey God. And then his life started to crumble. And then he would do good. He would go back and forth with his commitment to obeying God. And if you look towards the end of 2 Samuel, David's kids start dying. They start killing each other. And if you think about it, like I said, when you derail from God's intended design, because human beings, we always think that we know better. I mean, let's be real. We would rather do our way than take the advice of someone who created the universe. But if you read into 2 Samuel, his kids start going crazy, killing each other, right? And this is the result of having sex with a bunch of different women and having kids with all of these women. And I just started reading, what comes after? I think it's Kings. I just started reading First Kings, and I'm looking at the notes. And this is where Solomon, who was also very dedicated to God, apparently married a bunch of wives, and all of these wives worshipped different idols. And so when you worship a different God that's not actually God, you start exhibiting the same values of that particular God. So if this is the God of sex, then you're just going to be a horn dog. You know, that is what pleases your God, I guess, right? So yeah, there's lots of things in the Bible, but it doesn't mean that he condoned it. You know, if you think he did, again, when he made Adam and Eve, he didn't say this man will leave his family and become multiple fleshes with multiple women. He said with this woman. You know? Let's see. I think David's life as a whole is a depiction of the life of a believer. If you walk from the Lord, there are cons. I think that's a perfect way to put it, actually, Rebecca. That's a perfect way to put it. You know? It's why I smile sometimes when people misconstrue my coming to Christ moment as, you think you're better than everyone now? You're a Christian? And you think you're better than me? I said, no, man, I am messed up. That's why I need Jesus, right? I'm messed up. But if you read about King David, it's like, whoa, this was supposedly one of the greatest kings, right? And he had flaws. He would do his own way many times, and he would learn from it. He would be disciplined. You know, it would be evident in his life. Like, oh, wow, why is all of this happening? Maybe it's because I shouldn't have done that thing. And it's just like us. Because we are constantly going and doing our own way, thinking that we're wise in our own eyes, but we are dumb. We're ignorant. As of July 21st, the age of consent in Vatican City is 18 years old for all people, regardless of gender. However, the age of consent for sexual relations within a marriage is 14 years old. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. And this is why I tell people also, follow Jesus, not religion. Once people get involved, people mess things up. And it's unfortunate because people will look at other people and use that as a justification to leave the faith. It's sad. Rain asks, so gays should force themselves to have sex and love people they aren't intimately attracted to, or have zero intimate attachments if they can't force it? Well, I mean, there is an option to abstain from sex. That is a possibility. I know that's a crazy thing to consider. Yes, that is a possibility. But have you considered that someone who loves God is willing to sacrifice their own personal desires to follow God? Have you considered that? Have you considered that I had to give up a lot of things in obedience to God? Have you considered that? Do you think gays are the only people who have to sacrifice something? What about me? I had to sacrifice a lot, and I'm okay with that. Because to me, I value God more than my own personal desires. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't even be here. I owe him my life. Sweetie, there are plenty of gays who are religious. Anyone can be religious. Atheists are religious. I'm aware, Rain. I am aware. Oh, man. No one is blessed without sacrifice. Yeah. The Vatican is a mafia-type criminal organization posing as a church. Yeah, I don't know much about the Vatican, but I just think there's something very troubling. Like, the way the Pope is treated as, like, a celebrity, to me, is very concerning. It's a little weird. Actually, scratch that. It's very weird. The White Trash Panda says, when homosexual marriage was legalized, many of us said pedophilia would be the next thing, and we are correct. If they gain ground, bestiality and necrophilia will be next, probably simultaneously. I mean, I'm not going to say that would absolutely not happen as far as, like, the necrophilia stuff, but, I mean, I was one of those people that would get mad when Christians would say they're going to try and introduce pedophilia. I would get mad at that. Because I thought the standard for sexuality was do what you want as long as it makes you happy. I thought happiness was the metric that we can use as individuals to say that this is right and this is wrong. Feelings don't mean anything. Because if we go with that, then yeah, in a couple of years, who knows where we're going to end up next. Ba-da-da-da-da. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. I don't want to talk about God or sin, but I will say the Democrats are completely evil in every respect. Their goal is to destroy America with the communist ideology. But what do you mean by evil? If you don't talk about God, unless you understand what I'm conveying, but maybe there's someone else in here that says, okay, the religious talk is irrelevant. This sinful talk, this is just religious jargon. But the Democrats are evil. What do you mean by evil? What does that mean? Glenn. Okay, thanks. Bye. Gothix, they were right. They are slowly trying to work in pedophilia as a legitimate. I mean, it's... Yeah. I mean... Who knew that humanity was bent towards evil? Who knew? It's almost as if someone should have warned us about this. Who knew? Gothics are furries depraved. Okay. Here's what I think about furries. I actually know a furry. Well, not personally, but they used to be one of my subscribers on Twitch. And I think it depends what we mean by furry. Are we talking about furry is the equivalent to cosplaying? You want to dress up in an animal costume to cosplay for an event? I think that's perfectly fine. Are we talking about sexual gratification in an animal costume? Weird. Are we talking about actually pretending that you are an animal? Like, I forgot what state it was, but some furry teacher, I guess kids were biting each other, pretending that they were animals. Weird. Okay? So I can separate them into different categories and say, okay, one, we can argue it's art. You created a costume, you're wearing it for an event, you understand it's not reality, versus let me get in this costume and march around at a pride parade, or, you know, when I go to teach elementary school. Different. Rain says it is religious jargon. You don't need Jesus to be a good person, and again, your fantasy is all yours. What do you mean by good? I'm confused. Talk to me like I'm retarded. What do you mean by good, Rain? If you don't need God to be a good person, explain that to me. Holy Mystic says, I know some Christian furries. They see it as nothing more than a hobby and hate the perv side of it. Yeah, and that's the same thing. Like, we have to, again, ask questions. I hate how the political right likes to make these generic statements. Like, I think Matt Walsh made a few early on about anime, and that pissed off a lot of anime people. And it's like, okay, what are we talking about? I know a lot of Christian cosplayers. Okay, I don't think cosplay is inherently evil. I think some people can use cosplay and use art as an excuse to sin, right? I think that's fair to say. You don't have to cosplay as this particular character who has her booty cheeks hanging out and her chi-chis dragging on the floor, but that's your choice to do so, right? But let's be honest about what it is we're talking about. Let's see. Jester, that sounds like non-religious jargon to me. Oh, that's funny. Colin says, I do find it ironic that the Bible Belt states down south all have the lowest age of consent, 18, while two of the most leftist states, Cali and New York, are 18 and 17. Yeah, I don't know about the age of consent in on these Bible Belt states. I'm not sure. I didn't read anything about that. But I've actually had this conversation with my husband, and I'm actually unsure about how I would approach it. Because if you go back 100 years ago, I'm just estimating, I would imagine there were a lot of people, 16 and 17-year-olds, getting married. right? I think we can be honest and say that, yeah, that was a thing. 16 and 17-year-olds getting married and went on to have kids and do the whole housewife shebang, right? Start families. I would, with that information that you gave me, I would argue that the age of consent is technically just as low in California, because if California is saying that a child can consent to puberty blockers, then that is just one stepping stone away from them consenting to having sex with an adult. It's just again, the boiling the frog, it's really, really slow. So you have to tackle it from different angles by changing the lingo a little bit. Oh, it's not, it's affirming care. It's health care. So of course they're mature enough to take puberty blockers. It's just health care. It's nothing permanent. That's just stage one. I'm watching from work. Oh man, Rain, you don't need to be religious or have a Jesus complex to be a good person. Yeah, I heard that. And so I asked you, what do you mean by good? And you said kindness, being humanistic, projecting love. Who said that kindness and projecting love are the standards for being good? And what do you mean by love? What's the standard for that? Who said? What you mean? What you mean by that? What you mean? Hi, baby. You're leaving? You're leaving me. Give me a kiss. Look at this. You see this man? This is my husband. Get in here. This is my husband. You see that?
Look, you look great. I need some cutting.
All right. Well, I love you.
I love you.
All right. Be safe.
I will.
Okay?
Anything you need?
I don't need anything. Where are you going again?
Home Depot and maybe Walmart.
I don't think I need anything. Yeah, okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Think of anything? Just
All right, I love you.
love you too.
Watch out. Puberty blockers, prison sterilizers. I can't tell the difference. Oh man. So who wants to be a millionaire? Man, that'd be nice. Okay, so Rain says, could it not have been that in order to keep the population growing, that they created this boogeyman of sin? Okay, but why is keeping the population going a good thing? You see, the problem that I'm trying to convey here with your logic is that you're making a moral statement and you have to import from a pre-existing standard that you can't seem to explain. So why should I care about keeping the population going? If I don't believe there's a God, then I don't care if I die today or tomorrow, right? So what do you mean by that? Who says that keeping the population is a good thing? The White Trash Panda, oh my goodness, you're over here as well on the YouTubes. I want to, if you want to see a 10-minute super cut of Gothix making weird faces, like this chat. I'm gonna like it. 10-minute supercut of Gothix making weird faces. Can y'all like that? Because I want to see that. Yeah, you got to make it now. I want that. Come on, we got 6. We need a few more. Have you heard that putting puberty blockers in some popular children's cereal? I wouldn't be surprised. That would explain why they were trying to... Who was saying it? Someone was saying that eating cereal was more nutritious than having like an actual breakfast. I forgot who it was, but I'm like, are you slow? Gotta make that video now. Did you read Nietzsche? No, I have not. I have not. I have a lot of things to read. I'm so behind. Rain says it's just natural. Why not? And who said homosexuality will prevent people from being hetero and populating? What? I think we're talking in circles. I quit. I quit. Oh, man. Enjoy turning granola into cereal. Yeah, you can do that. Every now and then I've had some cereal as like a snack. I'll just eat it dry. My cereal growing up was, I used to love Cocoa Pebbles. Cocoa Pebbles, Smacks, Lucky Charms, but I would take all the mushrooms and just eat them at once. And now I think they have Lucky Charms with just mushrooms. Blech. Yeah, it's really bad for you. Talking triangles. That's very difficult. It's very difficult. Gothix is tired. Not enough energy for this conversation. It is. It is 5. It is 5, though. How long have I been streaming? 2 hours. I've been here for 2 hours. Golden Bear? I've actually never tried Golden Bear. No. You know what the worst cereal is? Is it Wheaties? It literally tastes like you're eating straw. And it's just like, it's like sandpaper. You guys had that? I said, who the hell thought this was a good idea? Rush says, if Darwin was right, aren't humans self-selecting out by effectively sterilizing our youth? Where is our evolutionary prowess? Well, I mean, if you think about it, yeah, if the idea is survival of the fittest, right? You could argue that people who participate in eugenics or advocate for the sterilization of kids or abortion or any of that stuff, you could argue that these people are just following the logical conclusions of that rhetoric. That, oh, it's survival of the fittest. I am stronger. Who cares about them? Yeah. Rain says, Gothix, you're actually really great to converse with, even if we have differences. Rain! That's so sweet. I appreciate that. You too, I welcome it. Very rarely do conversations evolve into screaming matches on my channel. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the weird faces and sounds I do. Maybe that has some effect in lightening the mood. I don't know. Perhaps. Or maybe you're just very reasonable and some people are crazy. That could be a possibility too. Gothix pull faces. Your favorite cereal is Oops All Berries? I've never heard of such a thing. Oh. Cray cray going round. Yeah, man. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I want to make some food. I have one little tiny steak left. I'm gonna make some steak and eggs when I get off the stream. And it's gonna be great. Delicious. I might go to a monster truck rally this weekend. I'm so excited. Vroom vroom. Thoughts on Vadi Baka? Yo, I love Vadi. I think he's great. I don't got many other thoughts. But every now and then I'll catch a sermon like, yep. Loving it. Let's see. How can you this is from Divinus King. How can you mandate a substance that wasn't tested to see if it stopped transmission, but was mandated on the premise that it stopped transmission? J. Small, Pfizer words, was you informed? I mean, they're all liars. They're all liars. I don't know. I'm a pure blood. Okay, I'm a pure blood here. I don't know about you guys, but I am a pure blood. Okay. So, like I said, I think it is important that we take care of our physical health. We take care of our nutrition. Okay, we get nice and strong, because there is probably most likely definitely going to be another magical virus that comes from somewhere. And so we want to make sure that we're just covering all our bases and you know, getting nice and strong. Yeah. Yeah. Check the summary now. Quality may vary. Viewers are debating and discussing different types of cereals, their preferences, and sharing cereal-related memories from their childhood. Oh, yeah. Yo. Let's talk about COVID. For the next 60 seconds, I want you guys to type about COVID. I want to see what the AI says. Was COVID a scam? Was a vaccine a lie? Did anyone die from COVID? My grandfather died from the vaccine. The plandemic was real? COVID. I want to see what the AI picks up. You know? COVID rocks. No, it does not. It does not. My AI girlfriend died from COVID. COVID sucks, bro. I didn't get the COVID shot. Yeah, I didn't get that. Pray for the people of my church. People are out of it. Are out due to it. Oh, okay. I got you. Pandemic, you mean plandemic. Yeah, man. COVID is, okay. Quality may vary. Viewers are talking about monster truck rallies, specifically the ones hosted by Gravedigger. No, I didn't. They discuss which monster trucks are their favorites. No, I didn't. We didn't even get that far into it. So COVID, you know? COVID is like, I'm not about that life. COVID. Gravedigger beat COVID. I'm tap dancing for no COVID. I just wanted to, I feel like it's having a hard time. No, it's still talking about monster truck rallies. I almost died from COVID isolation. That sounds terrible, but I believe that. The mental health decline was just, man, terrible. Yeah, it's not updating. COVID is doo-doo butter, butt cheek lettuce. Yeah. All right, so it's not updating. I don't know about you guys. You can stop talking about COVID. I think it's intentionally not updating. Social distancing. Yeah. It's not doing it. COVID was completely homosexual. Oh. Oh, man. COVID made me lose feeling in my big foot. COVID killed a lot of folk social skills. Looks at Black Twitter. Yes. Hi, LG. Yeah, it's not updating for you. I don't know about you guys, but it's still talking about monster trucks. It's weird. Isn't that interesting? Because we weren't talking about monster trucks for very long. I literally just said in passing that I might go to a show this weekend, and it has this big elaborate thing about it. But not COVID. Oh, Okay, viewers are discussing their controversial viewpoints about COVID pandemic, many claiming it's a hoax or unnecessary, while others believe it's dangerous and real. Okay, it updated. That's so interesting. That's so interesting. Ah, okay. Okay. It changed for me. Yeah, it changed for me now. That's interesting. Huh. Interesting. Took a while. Yeah. Now it's talking about COVID. I have since bought horse paste and saved my parents' lives because of it. I'm being serious. No, that stuff actually works. Cause when I was at one of the walkaway rallies, there was a woman who was working on the campaign that had a big thing of like I guess I forget what you call it, but she was like, yeah, this is the stuff that they were trying to call people crazy for taking, but it actually works. Okay, you can stop talking about your COVID stuff now. Okay, viewers are discussing the adverse effects of COVID-19 and questioning the effectiveness of COVID-19 vaccines. Okay, so if my channel disappears tomorrow, sorry, we know why. Because the AI is monitoring what we're saying. Oh, so interesting. FBI, did you on August 8th say COVID ate my ass on a stream? Yes. Yes, I did. What are you gonna do about it? Oh, man. I love Fauci. Get out. Get out, RH. You better leave. Get out of here. Oh, man. Okay, so I just see on my timeline, ABC News has confirmed that both Trump and Kamala have agreed to debate on September 10th. Hi, babies. Hi, babies. Little babies. What? Gonna go? Woo. Okay. Hi, gatekeeper. How you doing? Well, this should be interesting. It says on ABC News. Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see. Your cat is amazing. Oh, thanks. Oh, I have a question. Did you see the review I left on Amazon for your documentary? I did. Thank you, LG. I appreciate that. And guys, again, if you watched the documentary, please do me a favor and review it on Amazon Prime Video. We would really appreciate it. Even if you didn't like it, we would love to hear from you. What are you doing? My cat's howling. He's like, it is dinner time and I'm starving. I feed him. I actually feed him. My cat just died. She looked a lot like that one. Aww. I buried her yesterday. I'm sorry for your loss. That's always tough, losing a pet. Do I feel represented by Kamala since she's a black woman? Here's what I'll say about that. My standards for blackness is very, very basic, okay? I look at blackness as a descriptor. What shade of color are you? So technically, by that standard, she can identify as black, sure. I don't think blackness has anything to do personally with your heritage or where you come from, your culture. No, no, no. Do you look brown? Then you can classify in that category, black, brown, okay? However, based on her standards, she wasn't black a couple of years ago. She was Indian, and now she's black. So something's very fishy about this. It's very fishy. Does he come to the kitchen when you use the can opener? Yes, he screams. He screams. Yeah, she's black to me. By that standard, you both fail because you're definitely brown, not black. See, no. See, by my standards, brown and black are in the same category. See, this is how I go, right? Descriptors. The only people that get descriptors based on color to me are white and black, but black and brown are the same category. This is my logic. Black and brown, same category. White, you're in a different category. All right? Now, if you want to talk about, okay, Hispanic, okay, Indian, all right, Asian, okay, we can, all right, fine. Scottish, British, I don't even know. There's a really bad British accent. Russian, you can break it down. There are some black Russians. I've never met them before, but I'm sure they are. But that's my logic. Black and brown is the same. They just fuse together. Black when it's convenient. Yes. Yes. It's funny, there's a clip years ago. I invited an intellectual onto my channel who took a course in philosophy in college, which should give you an idea of what I was dealing with. And this intellectual had asked me if I identify as black. And that's a loaded question because I know what they were trying to do. And I said, no, I don't identify as black. That's what I am. That is the descriptor. I obviously have this skin color. I don't need to identify as something that I am. It's very basic logic, right? Later on in the conversation, they were white, by the way. This person was white. And I think there was like two individuals. And this person started trying to basically educate me on what I should be believing because I'm of my skin color. And so I said something to the effect of, as a black woman, I am offended. And they didn't understand that I was being sarcastic and I was literally using their logic against them. And so what ended up happening was they took that clip and they said, look, she contradicts herself. I said, you freaking dummy. Like, I'm literally using your logic against you and you don't even recognize that. Oh man, what's the summary now? Let's see. Viewers are reacting to a viral video of a cat seemingly eating human flesh. Some find it funny while others are disturbed by it. Excuse me? I'll take things that never happened for 100. Oh my goodness, that's funny. You call this person an intellectual? Hey, that's what they said. They had a degree, okay? They knew about Socrates. They knew about all of these ancient philosophers. And I said, okay, let's hear the argument, right? But they could not understand sarcasm. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy to me. Nani? I screenshotted it for entertainment value. Oh man. Yeah, you know what? Let me actually screenshot that as well. That's wild. Okay. I must have gotten here way too late. Yeah, we've been going for a couple of hours. What was the degree? Gender studies, critical race. Well, it was definitely, he definitely was informed on critical race theory, which is just code word for propagandize. But hey, you know, who cares about semantics? Potato, potato, you know? But yeah, Mike Golf over on Rumble says, Gothix, have you heard of Alfonso Rachel? He used to be a conservative during PJ Media's heyday, but he fell off after he started talking more about God. Then YouTube shadow banned him. Never heard of this person. Alfonso Rachel? I'm gonna look up this person. No, didn't know that. My favorite ancient philosopher was testicles. Oh, that's so funny. You guys are my people. You are my people. What's your haircut called? I want to get the same. It's called I Ain't Got No Money. I ain't got no money, so I gotta cut my hair myself. Or we can call it deranged woman. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I call it. I ain't got no money. I buzz my hair myself. Pronounced testicles. I love it. I love it. You guys are funny. Wasn't Testicles a real guy? Testicles, was he? I don't know. Testicles? Well, we're gonna find out, I guess. Testicles? Looks punky. Do 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 do. Imagine being named Testicles. Gatekeeper says, "Don't you dare refer to yourself as deranged." Aww. I will receive that. I've received that. Thank you. I used to be deranged. Thank you. Have you heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates? Morons. I actually haven't read anything about these philosophers. No. I would like to at some point. But like as far as wisdom goes, I have everything that I need in the Bible. But it wouldn't hurt to explore all these other writers. But I got a lot of books to read. That was so nice. It was so nice. Alan, stop it. Stop it. Oh, man. You dig the OG Gothix hairstyle? My hair has grown a lot. Like, it's sort of crazy, like, to think about it. Like, wow, I just let it all grow. Socrates was a G. He made people of Athens question the information they were being taught. So he was put on trial for corruption of the youth. He was given the chance to recant, but stood his ground, demanded they apologize to him, then they killed him. Wow. Sheesh. That's pretty cool. That sounds like a G. Nice. Let's see. According to you, is Jesus the greatest philosopher? I think Jesus has the best wisdom. I wouldn't say philosopher. I would say, more specifically, the wisdom from the Lord is the wisdom. Yeah, I wouldn't say philosopher. I was the one who was talking about you. Was that really you, Cranberry? Did you really say something about the cat eating human flesh? Because I thought it just did it randomly. Cran was screwing up the AI, man. It was? Wow. So it was just, it took that one thing and said I was showing a video of a cat eating human flesh. You're chaotic. I was asking if you were feeding him husband flesh, technically. You know what? I'm still going to post that screenshot because that's what I was going to do. And it's funny because I have the screenshot has your name under it laughing. And so it was you the whole time. A lot of Christians here, I gather. I don't really know. I'm not really sure. I don't have an exact number. But I think there's a balance. I mean, there definitely is a balance. Let's see. The AI fails to recognize that the chat can be wildly off topic. Totally. Yes. Oh, Gatekeeper. Thank you for the 20. Shut down for the day. So just showing you some love. Gotta run. Wish you continued success and good health. Shout out to the chat. I can't read. Epic Mike, Nerdrotic, and blessings to the little epic angel. Take care, guys. Yo, thank you so much, Gatekeeper. I really appreciate that. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Yeah, where'd I missed my spot in the chat. Hold on. Oh, I need to switch over to live chat. There we go. AI recontextualize the entire chat based on one chatter. Isn't that crazy? If you think about it, technically that we can argue that the way, let me put on my thinking cap right now. Tinfoil. I'm not going to get tinfoil because things are expensive, okay? But the way that YouTube AI is summarizing my chat based on the comments of one individual, we could argue that this is what democracy does. That things can be changed to favor the small minority. Evil. Evil, I say. Enjoy your human flesh. There he goes again. There he goes again. Y'all are funny. Give me back my what? My doc? What doc? What do you mean? Whatever do you mean? Speaking of tinfoil hats, what would you think if reptilians are real? What would I think? If reptilians were real, I would hunt them. That's what I would do. I mean, they're technically an animal, right? I would hunt them. In this economy, boo boo, we're gonna eat some reptilian meat. That's what I would do. I hope that answered your question. Have you never seen the majestic moose before? Is that a thing? The hell is that? You can buy human flesh kits? PETA, people eating tasty animals. You can buy human flesh kits, which is crazy for consumption. You're gonna make me go on a whole different rabbit hole now. Man. That's crazy! Human flesh kits. It's gonna bring up something else, I know it. Grow your own human meat is technically not cannibalism. Technically? What do you mean technically not? That's disgusting. That's going to be the future. You're not going to eat the bugs. You're going to eat biologically engineered and mass-produced meat. Have you ever seen They Live? Yes. I have. I need to rewatch it. Because when I did watch They Live, I was still smoking, I was still a weed smoker. And I watched it, and I actually don't remember it. So I need to rewatch it. But I remember bits and pieces, but I was probably high out of my mind, unfortunately. And I didn't get to take in the full movie, but I have to rewatch it. I do not smoke weed anymore, by the way. Soylent Green is made out of people. Excuse me? What? What you mean by that? I just Googled what a reptilian is. My life has changed. My eyes have been opened. It's people. Soylent Green is people. Pretty good movie. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. But anyways, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get some food. Get some food, clean up around the house. Like I said, I'm gonna take this stream and re-upload it. I think my beginning rant, because that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna be on tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we're gonna hang out. Give us something else to talk about. It'll be a good time. Maybe I'll stream games early in the morning, so I'll let you guys know if I'm gonna be on Twitch. We'll see. All right. I love you guys. Feed the kitty. Oh yeah, that's right. He is starving to death, so I should probably go feed him. Cause you know, God forbid you don't feed the cat within the hour. He might not make it. All right. Love you all. Hope you enjoyed your time here. Thank you so much for all of the super chats. You guys helped me keep the lights on and feed my cat, who apparently is starving to death. Y'all be safe. Mwah. Au revoir. What am I going to eat? Steak. Lots of it.